Frequently asked questions regarding to what you call the security guard jobs in Qatar. What do you definitely know as per 2024? What do you definitely need to know? Yes, someone else asked me a question: what are the working hours like for a security guard in Qatar? Remember, when we are talking about the security guards or what you call the security jobs here, they often work in what we call shifts, depending on the company, depending on the project, and depending on what we call the placements in one or the which may include the nights, weekends, holiday, and what we call the standard shifts for that regard. Remember, the working hours according to the law must last between 8 to 12 hours, depending on the particular company. Yes, most of you will ask me a question and say, most of us or most of you will say, but some people are working extra more than 12 hours or even 14 hours. That is going to depend on what we call the arrangement of the company. Remember, in those working hours, we don't include what we call the transportation. Yes, most of you may be living far away from your accommodation, which takes 1 hour to go and 1 hour to go, which is an extra of 2 hours. Remember, those 2 extra hours are not counted as part of what we call the working hours. Yes, most of you will also agree with me. You've worked to projects which are working 8 hours. Some are working to projects which are working 12 hours. And some of you work to projects whereby they are very strict with their employees, where they will strict to the company that we need 12 hours and they should be followed. And there are some of you work to projects where they don't care. They only need the company to have the placements. The rest of things is the company to handle. Depending on the company organization also, as a security, you need to know that sometimes small situations where you may have what you call extra working hours that you're supposed to put in, or that's supposed you have to bear, depending on what you call the situations. So the working hours we are looking at according to the law or according to the government itself should be between 8 to 12 hours, unless there is additional hours that you need to work, which must be paid for according to the company or according to the law, which must be paid for by what you call your government in that regard. So most of the time you find in those kind of situations, the maximum the period should be between 8 to what you call 12 hours, depending on what we call the employer requirements. However, we have also days like the public holidays, which must be what we call an extra hours for you to work in that regard. Hope I've tried to answer you. Thank you so much. Remember, Mexcreation try to give you all these very important updates on giving this very important information.